Hey guys, so basically I just wanted to make this video because something happened, that's really stupid and not fair, and I wanted to talk about it. But basically, yesterday I come home to some really fucked up news that doesn't make any sense at all and is not fair to anybody. Can't believe I'm even saying this, but Cloud9 has abandoned PUBG and abandoned their roster of all-star players that have just been shining so bright and been so brave and resilient through phase 1 and phase 2 of NPL. And basically I come home yesterday and I read this headline about Cloud9's gone, and I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, right. Someone's trolling." But no, they're not. I lost my shit and I started hyperventilating. But basically, Cloud9, despite the success that their players have gotten for the org, have just left. They just vanished and just abandoned their boys. Cloud9's gone. And at first, I thought that that meant all four of the brave boys on the team were gone too. But luckily, Profi put out a tweet. He kind of explains that they are still able to play, and honestly, they don't even need Cloud9 because because they're so because they suck. Because Cloud9 sucks. They're gonna be so much better off without them. But basically, Profi explains that they still get to play together, and they're still gonna be in MPL. They have their slot. But the terrible news is that he says right here in his tweet that they're homeless. So if you're in Southern California, you need to step it the fuck up and hit these guys up and give them a place to crash till they get on their feet. Because he says here that they're homeless, and he leaves his email. Hit him up and throw him a bone because these guys deserve it. But basically, there's a lot of talk online about why this happened. Obviously, Cloud9 is the shit. I gotta start calling them something else. They're gonna be going by a different name now. The former C9 roster, they shredded phase 1, shredded balls phase 2, second place both times. Clutch plays coming out left and right. They got the top streamers on their team in all of MPL. Likable talent. They got the superstar K-Mind, whose plays out of his fucking mind, by the way. And if you don't believe me, look at his stats from Phase 2 and Phase 1 and tell me he's not the best player in NA. And if you say he's not, then you better also post your address, because I need, you and me are gonna square up if you disagree. But I digress. Basically, they still get to play, but they're gonna be homeless. They need to find a new org to play under. This is going to be the easiest pickup of all time for any org that has any brains at all. You need to pick these guys up. They pretty much have a guaranteed spot in the global championship. They're probably going to get first or second again phase 3 because they're so consistent and perfect. And it just sucks for me because I'm obsessed with these guys. Nobody understands. I tried to talk to my parents about it. They say, "Oh, you're 28 years old. Shouldn't you be worried about your own career or bettering yourself? And isn't this kind of trivial?" No. And I'm not afraid to talk shit because I know my parents aren't going to support me on YouTube either. So they're never going to hear this. But no, Mom, I don't need to. What I need to do is support these guys who have brought me so much joy over the last year. This just sucks. But basically, people are spreading a lot of rumors about why this happened. They say, "Oh, is it because their GLL performance? Oh, is it because of their GLL performance?" That's what you sound like. No. Dum-dum, it's not because of that. Oh, so what? So they didn't do that good in GLL. So what? Honestly, they shouldn't have even done that good because the lighting in that stadium or whatever is whatever, dude. It wasn't their fault. Honestly, fuck off. Every team has a rough stretch. Cloud9 barely ever goes through one. They're so consistent. If they have a bit of a rough patch in GLL, who gives a shit? Not me. And anyways, these guys, they make money off of MPL. They got second place. That's Buco Bucks coming in for the squad, bro. It's not like this isn't a lucrative team here. It's just bullshit. It doesn't make no sense to nobody. And I'm here to clear the air and just explain exactly what happened, because obviously Cloud9 doesn't want to talk about it. I think the boys are kind of shying away from talking about it. So I'm going to clear the air and explain what happened. Basically, nobody knows this but me and a few people who really have a lot of inside tips into the scene. But basically, Cloud9 was going head to head in a lawsuit with the company Nerf. And this is regarding their player Nerf, who's always gone by Nerf. I don't know why it's a big deal. It's just a word. The Nerf company that makes those stupid toy guns caught wind of your boy Nerf in MPL and started freaking out because they're like, oh, this isn't good for our image. We're trying to collaborate with Fortnite. We don't want to be associated with PUBG, which is, first of all, dumb in the first place because Nerf guns are for little kids and so is Fortnite. PUBG is for grown men, excuse me. So anyways, Cloud9 was getting sued by Nerf. The player Nerf refused to change his name. He said, this is what I've always gone by. This is who I am. This is how I identify myself. I'm not changing for nobody. And I respect the shit out of you, Nerf, for doing that because you're so brave. So basically, this lawsuit that Cloud9 was involved in, it's something in the six figures. I don't even know. It was like $850,000 lawsuit that Nerf was trying to claim from Cloud9 for one of their players using the same name as their company as his moniker in the game. And it's just like, why can't you just let him have this? I guess he had considered swapping names. He had briefly mentioned going by Squirt Squirt, but apparently Cloud9 advised against this and said, no, you're not allowed to do that because there's some other company. I'm not going to name who it is. I'm sure whatever. You know who it is. They said, we're going to get involved in another lawsuit if you do that. And basically, Cloud9 got fed up with the lawsuits. They lost a lot of money over this, and they didn't have their boys back. They had no integrity, so they abandoned them. It's like just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and it's just the least fair thing that anybody's ever done to someone else. But basically, they have to go by a new name. My vote is for the Tummy Ticklers because I think it's alliteration. It sounds cool. You could call them the Ticklers for short. I think it's got a nice ring to it. We'll see. They're basically supporting themselves at this point, but obviously some org is going to come on and sign these guys. Because if they didn't, that would just be the dumbest shit ever happened in mankind. So, god damn it. I guess in the end, everything will probably be fine. The boys are still going to be playing together, most likely. They're still going to be getting their global championship spot. It just sucks that Cloud9 has no integrity and just back down as soon as they get into a little $1 million lawsuit. And it's just not fair to the players, to the fans, and especially to me, I think, because I'm literally obsessed with these guys, and it just ruined my whole day. And I guess all we can do is move on. If there's any updates coming on, once they formally announce that they are going by Tummy Ticklers, I'll come back with an update and announce that. But for the time being, just sit tight. Everything's going to be good. And make sure you support these guys on their streams because they could use some love at this time in their lives. Thank you.